Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's exciting webinar entitled The Key to Remote Work with Microsoft 365. Before we get started, here are a few important messages. During the webinar, you are welcome to submit questions via the chat window on your screen. We will try to answer the questions at the end of today's webinar. If we don't answer your question, don't worry, a Harmony person will answer you via email. We will make a recording of this webcast available to you within a couple of days. You will get a link via email to the recorded webinar. Okay, now on to business. I would like to introduce today's speaker, Yaakov Cohen, Harmony founder and CEO. As the co-founder of Harmony, Yaakov is a driving force for humanizing technology. By emphasizing a devotion to core values to enable a productive work environment, Yaakov believes technology should work for people rather than the other way around. Yaakov routinely works with executives and IT specialists to enable value-based collaboration initiatives within their organizations. Yaakov is a popular speaker at industry events. He has been featured in the business press, including the Wall Street Journal and Forbes. Yaakov is a regular contributor to the Huffington Post. Before we get started, we'd like to get to know our audience. We have a question for you. What is your familiarity level with Harmony? Please select between I am a Harmony user, I have tried Harmony, I've heard of Harmony, or this is my first introduction to Harmony. We will wait a second. I see that you are still answering. Okay. Yaakov, please.
Hi, thank you, Maya, and welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and it's great to be back to the office. We are back full of steam, and it's a good time to reflect on what happened the past year. So what we have seen during the pandemic is an accelerated Office 365 deployments. A lot of organizations have realized that they have to accelerate the move to the cloud in order really to enable employees to work from home and to remain productive even during the pandemic. And we have seen a lot of you guys, a lot of the IT teams roll up their sleeves and really boost the rollout of Office 365. Last week, we were talking to one of our most important customers, the government of Canada, and we talked to IT executives which are leading the Office 365 rollout for one of the government of Canada agency, the Employment and Social Development Department. They rolled out Microsoft 365 to 30,000 users within just 3 weeks. So a process would in normal time would have taken 3 years, took just actually 3 months, 30,000 users within just 3 months. So a process would typically in normal times would have taken 3 years, took just 3 months. So that's really a very productive and a very well done for the IT team. But now it's time to take a deep breath and to really understand what happened during this year and really understand the difficulties that business users have been facing with absorbing so much new technology in such a short time. And really, we need to take a look at what have been their challenge and how can we optimize the Microsoft 365 adoptions to make sure business users are really productive wherever they work from. If they are working from home in a remote location or as a corporate office, we need to make sure that in this new workplace, this hybrid workplace, business user can really take advantage of all the new technology that we have been throwing at them. So that's what we want to discuss today. So Teams has been really the central part of Office 365, and a lot of people have a lot of IT organizations have rolled out aggressively Teams. And they have done that really to enable people to work remotely, to attend meetings. And Teams has been also great for internal conversation. However, most of the communications through Teams are internal communication within our organization. Yes, we can invite guests to our tenant, but they are just guests. And they are, in fact, second-class citizens within our Office 365 tenant. They don't have all the functionality that all the native user have. For example, they don't have their own copy of the communication which happen in a team channel or in a chat. They can't even see interactions and chats which happen in a meeting room when the meeting is over. And this is something which will remain, as Microsoft has made a design decision to prioritize cloud security over guest access. And that makes sense. And that's why Outlook remains the main conduit for external communication with our customers, with our suppliers, with our partners. Each side keep a copy of the communication. So there is a symmetrical architecture of email. Everybody keeps its own copy. And this is really important for compliance perspective. And that's what Teams was never supposed to replace Outlook. It has not been designed to replace Outlook. So what that means? That means that we will end up living in a two apps world. Your business user, which have been to use for the past 2 decades, for the past 20 years, have been used to live within Microsoft Outlook. Now they need to live within two apps, within Teams and within Outlook. That's a big change. It's like you have been always living at home, and now you need to live in two different houses. A big change. But specifically what that means, it means that the living in two app challenge make it a lot more difficult to find stuff, right? When you have two homes, a lot more difficult to find stuff. Maybe it's in the other home. So did she send me the document in an email, or maybe it was in a team chat, or maybe it was in a team channel? There are more and more places to search information for. We have SharePoint, we have OneDrive, we have Teams, we have Outlook. And even more frustrating than that is the fact that the business discussions, the business conversations are scattered now. They're happening in two different places which are disconnected. They are happening in Outlook, but they are also happening in Teams. So I may be discussing a customer email in Teams to define what's the best answer to this customer, but then I will actually reply within Outlook. So we end up with not just a productivity issue, but it's actually an operational issue, because I don't have all the information in a single place, and I don't have all the required information in one place. So I may be making wrong decisions because I don't have all the information. So that's the challenge of living in two apps.
We have another poll question for you. How frustrating is it to find information across Microsoft Teams and Outlook? Please select between not at all, not too frustrating, somewhat frustrating, frustrating or terribly frustrating? I'll show the results in a minute. Okay. Okay, so I see that 11% of the people said that it's not frustrating at all to find information across Teams and Outlook. 6% said it's not too frustrating, and we have about 85% that say that it's somewhat frustrating or terribly frustrating.
Okay, thank you, Maya. So that's how 85% of your business users are feeling. That's how they are feeling. And now you may be understanding why you are getting pushback. You have done this incredible work to roll out Microsoft 365. You have been working very hard to do that in a record time frame. Massive investment in the latest technology, and you get user pushback. So that's difficult for IT. But what we are trying to do today is to understand real strategies to overcome this business user resistance and to overcome specifically the living in two apps challenge. So that's why we designed Harmony 365. We designed Harmony 365 to overcome the living in two apps challenge. And how we do that? Very simple. We're not going to build a third client, but we're actually bringing Teams within Outlook, but not just Teams, as Harmony has been also bringing SharePoint and OneDrive within Outlook. Now you're getting all your Microsoft 365 apps in one place within Outlook, where your business users have been spending the past 2 decades. But we're not stopping just at Outlook. The world is moving to Teams. So we are bringing your Outlook emails to Microsoft Teams. So this way, yes, you have 2 apps, but in each app, you can see the other one. So within Outlook, you can see all your Teams document repositories. You can see your SharePoint repositories and OneDrive repositories. And in Teams, you can see your Outlook emails and share them with your team. So what you get is an integrated user experience across all the Microsoft 365 apps. Much better business user adoption. And we have a lot of Harmony customers on this call, and we welcome the existing customer, but we also welcome the one which will soon be Harmony customers. But we wanted to also tell you the bottom line before we drill down and we show you a live demo and we show you all the features. You need to upgrade to Harmony 365 if you are using Office 365. Harmony 365 supports on-premise, and then you can upgrade and there are benefits. But if you are already on Office 365, or we are in the process of rolling out Office 365, you definitely need to upgrade to Harmony 365 for 3 reasons. First, Harmony 365 solves one of the toughest challenges of the new modern workplace, by the living in two apps challenge. So we are bringing Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive within Outlook. Second, Harmony 365 security has been redesigned to match the Office 365 security. So you're getting a much more secured solution, which is taking advantage of all the latest security technology from Microsoft. And last but not least, we talk to customers, and we talk to customers which are making massive migration from on-premise SharePoint to Office 365. And one of the challenges we have learned they are facing that they have a lot of URLs, in the browser or within Harmony which are site URLs, favorite location URLs. And when you migrate to Office 365, you need to remap all these URLs. We were talking to one of our large customers that 600,000 URLs to migrate. So we are coming with an automatic solution to map all your SharePoint on-premise URLs to Office 365 URLs. So these are the 3 reasons you really need to upgrade. Now let's drill down into more details. And before I do a demo, I wanted to give you the high-level view so we can just quickly scan all the key features. So Harmony 365 is really just a new version, a new major version of Harmony. This is our 9th version of Harmony. And the big change is our home screen. As you can see in our home screen now, you have access to all your Microsoft 365 apps from Outlook. So you're staying in your information workers stay in their comfort zone while they still boost the adoption of Microsoft 365. So I get access to all my SharePoint sites, all my files, directories within Teams, and all my OneDrive. So that's the first key feature. The other thing, we have introduced recent items. And no matter if I have access to these documents directly from Office, like from PowerPoint, or from Harmony, or from the browser, all my recent items will be here because we are using the Microsoft Graph API. Also, we give you access now to a new view, which is all our shared with me documents. People are sharing a lot of documents, very difficult to monitor and to track, and oh, where did I put these documents? It is in the OneDrive of John or the OneDrive of Ashley, very difficult to find. So we have a shared with me, which are really helping you with that. And we'll show you also how we are making it easy to discover new teams. So you can discover teams because a lot of time teams are being created and you are out of the loop, you are out of the discussion. So we are making it easy to find information across all the your team's location and your SharePoint location. The other thing we are introducing here is a modern share experience. So we have adopted the Office 365 share, and now it's integrated so you can share documents right from Outlook with your colleagues. And I was talking about share. Really, we have done a lot of work around share because first, during the pandemic, we really had to help people which were stuck at home to be more self-sufficient and to be able to find easily information across all Microsoft apps. So we have redesigned our search.
We can't hear you.
Okay, that better? Okay. So I hope you hear me. Maya, you can hear me? Yes, okay, good. So we have redesigned search to really enable, let me switch off my headphone, to really enable to find emails. So for existing customer, we have customers with millions of emails that are sharing SharePoint. So they ask us to make it easier for the remote workers to find emails within SharePoint. So we are enabling to search by email field, like from. So I can search from an email from a specific person or a specific subject or a specific recipient. The other thing is that we're also enabling to search by managed metadata. enterprise keywords. So if you have, for example, a defined enterprise keywords like account name, you can search by account name. And also, as any modern search engine, we enable you better control of the search scope. So you can search just in the current library, just in the current team, or over all teams, or all locations across teams and SharePoint locations. So we'll see that in action in a minute. And when you get results, the results are filtered by Microsoft 365 apps. And this enables you really to see information, not just across SharePoint or OneDrive or Teams, but you can really find information in one place across all your Microsoft repositories. I mentioned the automated migration feature, which is actually coming in 9.1, thanks to one of our key customers and a number of customers saying, you need to help us with our migration. And what we are doing, your global admin can build a mapping table with very simple table, 2 columns, the old URL and the mapped new URL. And this mapping table is being provisioned to every user, and all this is being solved by Harmony on the user side. And the user will get a one-time message, migration in process, and we will map all the URLs of the registered sites of the user or favorite sites of the user. They will be mapped and updated to the online, actually it should be, it's from on-prem to Office 365 URLs. We're going to fix that so it's all clear. We can't fix it. Okay, so that's a migration feature which really going to make a big difference in your migration. Okay, so let's go to a demo and then we'll take a look at Email Teammate. So, okay, this is my real Outlook. I'm going to minimize this. You see my screen, and I have Harmony just here. And now, as you can see with Harmony, I have first the install of Harmony is a one-click install. We automatically connect to your Office 365 sites, to your OneDrive sites, and you have immediately access to all your Microsoft 365 locations, all your SharePoint locations, or your Teams location, all your OneDrive locations. And what we have introduced from this all locations view is that you have a tree view. So you can very easily navigate within your sites. So for example, I want to get to my accounts. I'm going to go to sales. Any sales, I have accounts. And all this is being done very quickly. And now I can see all my accounts here. So very easy navigation. And I can see here, this is sorted by column. This is sorted by account name, all our accounts. And I can see for every customer, all the documents related with this customer. And if I need to share a document, it's very easy. I can do it from here. You can see this familiar Office 365 dialog, and I can simply share an email just from here. So share a document or saved emails. If I have a saved email from a customer, I can do the exact same thing from here. So with the new tree view, we are making navigation very easy by simply going for a tree and picking up the location that I want to go to. But I have also access not just to SharePoint, I have access to Teams, and I can discover Teams. So I can go ahead and go to my Teams here and discover Teams. I can look for Teams, and I can decide that I want to see within Outlook, I want to see the files of the Harmony roadmap channels. Okay, so I'm gonna add it. Okay, so now I have all the documents which are in Teams are now being available from here. So I have all here, I have the two channels, the general channel and the syntax channel, and I have access to these documents right from here. I can share them. And now all my document repositories, my Teams document repositories within the channels, my OneDrive, I can take a look at my OneDrive. And in my OneDrive, I have also access to all my shared with me documents. So as people across the organization are sharing documents with me, difficult to find them. And now I have the ability to really take a look at all the documents which have been shared with me. I can sort them by share, who is sharing the most document, who is the most collaborative guy in the organization. Typically, it's more a lady, but at least at Harmony. So that's how I can really get access to all my documents across all locations. The other thing we talked about is search. So let's see how we do search. Okay. So I can search. Let's just say I am in my accounts. I have access to my favorites. I can go to all of my accounts, and let's say I'm searching. So you can see I can search. I have control over the scope. I'm going to search across all locations, and I can search according to file name. So let's say I'm going to be looking for a presentation. I'm looking for a presentation. Let's say I'm looking for a roadmap presentation. We are all the time busy with roadmaps here. What's going to be our next innovation? So I search, and I'm searching across all my Microsoft 365 apps. And you can see I have results from OneDrive, from Teams, from SharePoint. And actually what I can do to make it simpler, I can filter according to app. So I can filter, and I want to take a look at just my Teams repositories. And that's how I have discovered a new team. There is actually an Harmony management team, which I'm not part of, and I can see, well, I'm part of, but I was missing all the documents. Now I'm more aware of this team, and I can go and take a look at all the email which have been shared and all the documents which have been shared. So this gives you an idea of how with Harmony 365, we are really solving this living in two apps challenge by and having a much more integrated experience by bringing Office 365 apps, SharePoint, Teams, OneDrive within the comfort zone of your business user. So that's the main app within the Office product suite. The other app that we have, and we will talk more about it in another session, is our Outlook web app. We're now working very hard to bring new features to our Outlook web app. And also, as we said, we want also to bring you Harmony for Microsoft Teams. So Harmony for Microsoft Teams is called your email teammate. It's a teammate which is helping you with email, which is bringing all your Outlook emails to Teams. So just to give you a quick look at how it looks like, it's a team app. It's a new Harmony app within Teams, and within any team discussion, I can really access all my Outlook emails. So as you can see here, I have access to all my Outlook folders. I have access to all my emails, and I can search for an email that I want to share with my team. Let's say, for example, I received an RFP from a customer, and I want to get the input from the technical sales before I answer to this customer. So I have access, I need to look first for this email. I have access to all my Outlook folders. I have access to search. I can have an Outlook search box, exactly the same way as I would be looking for an email with Outlook. I can look for it here. And then finally, I can select an email to share. When I select an email to share, I can decide if I want to include all the attachments or maybe only one of them. I can review the email to make sure that there is nothing confidential that I was not supposed to share. And then finally, I share it as part of the discussion box. And I can add a remark like, hey, anybody can help me with this RFP. I need to answer by Friday. And then we are creating a nice adaptive card, which is within the conversation, within the post, one of the posts. It's like posting an email to a Microsoft Teams conversation. And then this way I can stimulate an internal team conversation. I can get the input from my team to improve how I will answer to this customer. One thing we're going to also be introducing later this year in the second version of Email Teammate is the support for shared mailbox. So as a lot of organizations have been telling us that they want to improve the way they handle shared mailbox. And today, you know, you have 50 people being recipients of a shared mailbox, and one is saying, got it, I'm gonna handle it. And sometimes 2 people answer the same request, sometimes none. And it's very opaque. You can't really leverage the power of the team to answer the emails. We will be introducing a new version of Email Teammate, which will support shared mailbox. And a shared mailbox will be assigned to a team, and the entire teams will be able to respond to this customer service. Let's do a poll maybe on that one. We wanted to know,
does your organization use shared mailboxes? Please select. Okay, let's see the result. 40% said that they are not using shared mailboxes. 21% said that they are using 1 or 2 shared mailboxes. 21% are using between 3 and 10, and 43% are using more than 10 shared mailboxes.
wow, a lot of shared mailboxes there. So before we take questions, I owe you a live demo of Email Teammate. So I'm gonna go to Teams. This is my real Teams environment. I'm gonna pick a team where I want to share email. So let's say we have a customer success teams, and for every customer, we have every key customer, we have a channel. That's how we're handling our own customers to make sure. So if I want to, let's say I want to take a look at my email, there is an email I received. I think it was from Annie Tucker, one of my customer. I can go to my inbox and look for this email. Here it is. Oh, this is the one from Colin Mercier. So I'm going to pick this email. I can decide, I can take a look to make sure there's nothing that I shouldn't be sharing. Okay, it's fine. Then I have the attachment, and I will share now this email to get help from my team. Okay, so then I can simply post it, and now it is in the conversation. So as you can see, everybody within the channel, within the team, will have this card and will be able to reply directly from Teams. And in the second version, what we will do is to enable you to share an email which is from a shared mailbox. So this way, for all these emails, which are anyways, they are shared because they belong to a shared mailbox, we're going to make it a lot easier to answer these emails and handle the shared mailbox and improve customer service by having the entire team see all the requests, take ownership on the request, provide advice to the owner what to answer, and this way we will have a much better collaboration and a much better customer service when we answer shared mailbox. Okay, so maybe we'll take some questions. Before we do that, as we're already getting a lot of requests for Harmony 365, we wanted to help you. So if you are already a customer, it's available on your download area. Here is a link to your download area. If you are not yet a customer, you got a free trial for 30 days, and you got the URL here. If you're an existing customer, you can refill. We have a refill option where you can upgrade your Harmony version to Harmony 9. You can do that right away. And we had some issue with the download area. I have to confess, we need to do a better job there. If you have any issue, contact support and we'll make sure we solve your issue.
Thank you, Yaakov. Okay, the first question we've got is, I see that the product is called Harmony 365. Is this only available for people using Office 365? Or will it still be okay for people who are working on SharePoint on premises?
I hope everybody heard me because my speaker was, you heard me before? Yeah. Okay, so yes, I know it's a little confusing. We got this question a lot. Harmony 365 has been designed to improve business user adoption of Microsoft 365. Nevertheless, it supports on-premise, and there are some improvements for on-premise customers. So you can use it and you should upgrade even if you are an on-premise customer. For example, thresholds. So if you have huge libraries with a lot of items, we support these huge libraries. For example, search. The search capabilities have been with the search scope, and the email field search is also working on premise. So we did our best to make sure that every feature which is relevant for on-premise customer is also available for on-premise customer. We still have a lot of customers, the largest one actually, still on-premise and or starting to migrate.
Thank you. The next question is, can I share a Teams document with a person that does not have access to that team or channel?
Yes, so basically we are not adding any rights management. You are defining all the rights, everything is being defined on Office 365. So whatever you set up on Office 365, Harmony is learning using REST APIs, and we will only share what we are supposed to share.
Thank you, Yaakov. The last question we'll answer today is, how much does Harmony 365 cost?
So Harmony 365 is included in your Harmony One subscription, which means that it's a free upgrade for all customers. And for new customers, Harmony 365 is the version that you're getting when you become a customer. Price start at $5 per user per month and goes down with volume. There is a minimum of 15 users. Also, what's important to notice, email teammate is included in the Harmony One subscription. So you're really getting a complete solution to overcome the living in two apps challenge and to make sure that your business users are successful with Microsoft 365.
I see that we just got 2 more questions, so let's quickly answer them. Does all users need an email teammate to work with this function? Mail into a team chat.
Actually not. You can share an email with the rest of your team. The adaptive card is a standard Microsoft Teams artifacts, actually Microsoft 365 artifact, cross apps, and everyone within the team will be able to see the attachments, will be able to reply to the email by launching OWA. So you don't need to have the whole teams installing teammates in order to share emails.
Thank you. Last question for today. Which version number is 365? Just 9.0?
Yes, 9.0 is in fact, Harmony 365 is kind of the marketing name of Harmony 9.0. We wanted to make it very clear that this is a product which has been redesigned from the ground up for the post-pandemic workplace of Microsoft 365. So that's why it's called that way, but it's Harmony 9. We're coming up with Harmony 9.1 very soon, which will include the migration feature, so you can easily migrate site URLs from on-premise to Office 365.
Yaakov, thanks for a great presentation, and thank all of you for joining us today. You will receive an email with a link to view this webinar again within a couple of days, and we look forward to meeting you again at our next webinar.
Thank you all and have a great day.
Bye-bye.